Hi, friends. This is Karen from Case of Adventure, and this is the Countries for Kids podcast. Each week, we're going to travel to a different country and explore an exciting landmark together. Libby is your tour guide. She visits so many places with her family and wants to take you along. How would you like to visit the Matterhorn in Switzerland, the Eiffel Tower in Paris, the Sydney Opera House in Australia, or the Empire State Building in New York City? Our website is caseofadventure.com. We sell exciting country studies for homeschoolers. Each one contains a travel mystery novel to read and a fabulous adventure book filled with tons of activities to work through. On our website, you can find France Adventure. The novel is called Felons and Foie Gras in France. You'll join the Gray family as they investigate a theft at a famous art museum. They get to explore Paris, visit fancy restaurants, eat French cuisine, and solve a mystery, culminating in a showdown up the Eiffel Tower at night. It's their most exciting and dangerous adventure yet. Don't forget to download your fun activity page to go with each episode. You'll find that on caseofadventure.com/activities. Let's get started. I hope you have fun. Sit back and enjoy listening as we take you on an adventure. My name's Libby, and today I'm going to visit the Eiffel Tower in Paris, in France, with my family. When I first saw the Eiffel Tower, I couldn't believe how huge it was. It didn't even look real, more like something from a storybook. It stretched up and up and up until it disappeared into the clouds, and I had to tilt my head so far back that I almost fell over. The iron beams crisscrossed like a giant jungle gym on a playground, and the sunlight made it shimmer like gold. People around us were pointing and taking photos, but all I could do was stare, my mouth hanging open. It was just so imposing. When we got closer, it felt even taller. The legs were massive, like 4 giant trees holding up the sky. My heart beat faster when we stepped into the elevator. It shook a little as it started moving, and my tummy flipped like when a swing goes too high. The city got smaller and smaller beneath us as we went up. The people turned into dots, and the tiny cars looked like toys. I pressed my face against the glass, trying to see everything at once. When the doors opened at the top, the wind rushed in, cool and strong, making my hair whip around my face. I ran to the railing and gasped. Paris was everywhere, laid out before me. The rooftops, the river winding like a ribbon, and the little boats sliding along. I felt like I was floating above the world. I waved down, even though I knew nobody could see me up here. I'd never felt so high up before. It was a little scary, but mostly it felt like magic. I held tight to the railing for a moment, letting the wind rush over my cheeks. Everything felt different from up here, quieter, almost like Paris wasn't breathing. Then I heard a guide's voice, mixing with the excited chatter of people all around me. This tower, he said, was built for the 1889 World's Fair. It was supposed to be taken down after 20 years, but here we are more than 130 years later. I turned around to look up. Even though I was already near the top of the Eiffel Tower, there was still more tower above me. A thin spire reached higher into the blue sky. Someone next to me said it was about 330 meters tall, which is taller than a building of 80 stories, my dad told me. We walked along the viewing platform and I spotted little signs pointing to different cities with arrows and distances from here. New York City, Tokyo, Cairo. The whole world was connected to this one place. Inside, there was a small model showing how the tower was built piece by piece. The iron beams were arranged like a puzzle, and I learned it took over 18,000 pieces and 2.5 million rivets to put it together. That was too many to even imagine. I pressed my hand against one of the old beams and felt how strong it was. We went down one level, and suddenly I could smell something amazing, freshly baked crepes. There was a little kiosk, and I got one with sugar and butter. It was so delicious. I leaned against the railing, biting into the warm crepe while looking at the Seine River sparkling below. Crepes are like really big, flat pancakes that are rolled up with the toppings on the inside. The guide told us that at night the tower lights up with 20,000 twinkling lights for 5 minutes on every hour. I really wanted to see that later. The idea of the whole tower sparkling like a giant star made me feel all warm and fuzzy. As we headed toward the elevator to go back down, I turned to have one last look at the view. It was amazing to think of how many people had stood right where I was, travelers, kids like me. And even though the tower had been built so long ago, it felt alive, like it was welcoming every single one of us. I whispered, "See you again," before the elevator doors closed. And somehow I felt like the tower heard me. I hope you get to visit the Eiffel Tower one day. I hope you enjoyed Libby's story. Here are some fun facts about the Eiffel Tower in Paris. It wasn't supposed to stay forever. It was built for a world fair in 1889, and it was supposed to be taken down after 20 years. Instead, it stayed for over 100. The tower is made of iron, and about 18,000 metal pieces are held together by more than 2 million rivets. The tower grows and shrinks. When it's hot, the iron expands, and the Eiffel Tower can grow about 6 inches taller. And in winter, when it's cooler, it shrinks back down. The Eiffel Tower has been painted many colors over the years, including red, yellow, and bronze. Today, it's painted a color called Eiffel Tower Brown. There are lots of steps if you don't take the elevator. 1,665 steps to the top. You can see why they take the elevator. Every night, 20,000 lights make the Eiffel Tower sparkle for 5 minutes, every hour on the hour after sunset. The Eiffel Tower has its own post office. Inside the tower, there's a tiny post office where you can mail postcards, and the stamp on them will say, "From the Eiffel Tower." It's one of the most visited monuments in the whole world. Over 7 million people visit the Eiffel Tower every year. You can eat inside it. There are restaurants inside the tower. One even serves fancy French food with amazing views of Paris, but very expensive, of course. The Eiffel Tower has a nickname. Sometimes Parisians call it La Dame de Fer, which means the Iron Lady. It's surrounded by beautiful parks. The Eiffel Tower sits between two big green spaces, and people love to bike and picnic there. You can even see palaces nearby. Right across the river, there's a big palace building, Palais des Chalots, and you can visit the museums and see one of the best views of the tower. It sits right next to the Seine River, which runs through the heart of Paris. You can take a boat cruise on the Seine and see many famous landmarks along the way. There are some people who actually live in houseboats near the Eiffel Tower on the river. Their homes float on the Seine River. There's a secret underground world with metro tunnels below the area, and there are even bunkers from World War II that few people know about. Around the tower, you can find stands selling crepes, ice cream, and croissants, a snack with a view. It's a favorite place for celebrations. People gather at the Eiffel Tower for Bastille Day fireworks on July 14th, which is France's national holiday. There's a big fireworks show over the Eiffel Tower. Thanks for listening to our story today. Don't forget to download your activity page on caseofadventure.com/activities. I'll see you next time.